Well, folks, I do hope you're well. What's happening in the showbiz field today? Right, I've got the bins on, so I'm going to read a few things here. I've got 5 or 6 things today, as it turns out. And I thought I'd don a shirt, pretend I was back home. It's a little bit cooler today. I actually wore this last night, to be honest with you, but it was cooler last night, so I never broke out in a sweat. Yeah, it's alright to wear, so I thought I'd just wear this today rather than my favourite vest, just in case she comes back early. She's out at the moment. She's gone down to the beach with lad. I'm not keen on beach, I don't know what it is. Anyway, they've gone away, they could be back any time, so I didn't want to catch me in my vest. Anyway, what's happening in the real world? Right, I'll give you serious news first. Old Chris has died, Chris Christopherson. I'm sure you've already heard that, 88 years of age. Very good film actor, great musician, excellent songwriter. He'll be sadly missed. I believe he's not been well for a few years now. I think has he had Lyme disease? I think he has. And I think they said early onset, was it Parkinson's? It may have been. No, it might not have been. It might have been... What's it called? I've lost it again. Go research it. John Ashton, he's also died. You know John Ashton. Do you remember him? I liked old John. He played the grumpy old cop. Probably played an older cop than he actually was in real life, real age, in Beverly Hills Cop. He was the one that was always on Axel's case, but mellowed as the show went on, as the film went on. He also played a leading part in Midnight Run, one of my favourite films with old Bobby De Niro. I liked him in that. How old was he? 76. He looked a lot older than he always did. I believe he died of cancer, but I believe he died peacefully at home with his loved ones, which is great. So he's gone as well. Right, on the other side of things, showbiz, what have we got? Well, a bit more serious news. This isn't showbiz, but we'll put this in there because it's linked to something I watched on the TV a few months ago now, or a couple of months ago on, I think it was Channel 4. There was a series there. I see there's been 18 people killed in South Africa by an armed gunman. He's actually on the run now. And I thought, good grief, 18 killed. I mean, that's bad. We don't tend to hear of a lot in South Africa. And the reason I say that is, there was, as I say, a series on the TV a while ago. You may or may not have seen it. It was really good. But it was also harrowing. It's about a special investigator that gets to the bottom of these crimes, these multiple killings. And she's looking at about 8 cases over her career. And they're all in South Africa. And it's all 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 people either murdered or raped or both. All different killers. And I said to wife at the time, I said, how many multiple killers has been in South Africa over the last few years? There's been absolutely millions of them. And millions, and I never even realised. And I always realised it was could be a harsh place. They say Sun City, was it Sun City's not so bad, but everything's in compounds and you don't go out your compounds at night. So even in the cities, and Joburg, I believe it's a bit dodgy. And now, obviously, out in the wilds, it's even worse. But I didn't realise there was that many multiple killings. Anyway, 18 killed. He's on the run. Well, he was when I read it. Hopefully now they've caught him and give him a bit of justice. Holmes, he's out again today with Philip Schofield. He's been talked about on GB News earlier by the panel. And Holmes has said, Schofield said, what has he said? What's he said? People have threw me under the bus. He said, well, if he's classing me as one of the ones that's threw him under the bus, I have. And I'm happy to. I don't care what he says, I'm happy to. He said, the guy, all he wants is the spotlight. He's not a nice person. He said, he's been doing stuff with young boys, possibly underage boys, and he's insinuated that there may be more. Now, we do know that the lad he was with, was he 17 or 18 when Philip first did whatever he did with him? But I think we know he's known the boy since he was about 14. And I think Eamon's there insinuating that there's more than one. He's not said it, but the way he said it makes you feel that there's more than one. They always were the rumours, but nothing has ever come to light thus far. But Eamon isn't at all bothered. He's happy, he says. He's out of the spotlight now, old Schofield, and that's where he belongs, out of the spotlight. So he's not happy with Philip, and he's not bothered at all. That some people might say Eamon was one of those that threw him under that bus. Eamon, I think, just wishes he got run over multiple times. Naomi Campbell, she's in the news today. I've never liked her neither. Never liked her. She's been fronting a charity for 5, 6, 7 years now. Charity, what was it called? Fashion for Relief, all linked to fashion. She's been fronting this charity for 5, 6, 7 years. The Charity Commission have been investigating her for the last 2. And they've decided this week to ban her from all charities for the next 5 years. She can't be involved with any charity for the next 5 years. The charity she fronted only gave 8.5% of what came in to the charity. The rest was spent, and Naomi was front and centre with spending the money. She was spending bundles on boutique hotels, spa treatments, travel, all first class, all sort of top dollar. So all the money's coming in, she's fronting it all, saying it's for good causes, and she's using it to fund her already exorbitant lifestyle. Not very nice at all. She's banned for 5 years. For me, she should be banned for life. Tom's come out and said, you know what, it's a few years ago now, but I was very, very disappointed with the way the Beeb treated me on The Voice. He said, they just got rid of me. He said, with no warning whatsoever. He said, what happened is a month before they were recording, I think it's season 5, because old Tom was with it at the start there, they'd heard nothing, and his agent rang the Beeb and said, what's happening with Tom? He said, oh, we've dropped him. All right, why is that? Well, it's the end of his contract. He only signed a 4-year contract. We're going to try somebody else. We're going down a new avenue. That new avenue was Boy George, and the boy replaced Tom. And Tom said, well, at the end of the day, my contract's over. Nobody's got a job for life. Nobody should expect that, and I don't myself. He said, I don't mind the fact that they finished me up, although I didn't want to be finished up. I enjoyed the show. I loved the show. I thought I gave a lot to it. He said, but it's the way they did it. He said, it showed no respect whatsoever. I'd have much preferred somebody rung me up a few months before and say, Tom, we're not renewing your contract for the next series, Tom. We're going to do something else. Blah, 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 blah. I hope that's okay with you. I'd have took that, but the way they did it, I thought was cowardly. He said, that's the Beeb. He said, I always used to love the Beeb. It was an institution. He said, but now I think it's a very, very cold place. It's run by suits or even computers, and they just don't seem to be bothered about folk at all. I'm much happier here at ITV. Well, he would say that, wouldn't he? He's doing the show from his seat. Even when he sings, he's from his seat. Can he not get up anymore? I know he's getting on a bit, but I'm sure he can. He's living life O'Reilly there. It's absolutely Bobby Dazzler for him. So no, he's not happy with the Beeb. And what else was there? I think there's only one more story. Oh, I have one more story. If you want to see Russel Brand in his underpants, you can. He's performing baptisms in some kind of river somewhere with another fella, and a fella being baptised there. They've both got their underpants on doing it. Nothing else, just their underpants. They might have a pair of shoes on so they're not stuck in the mud. I don't know. A pair of Crocs or something like that. It doesn't show that. But Russel in his underpants, no, it's not for me. I don't like him anyway. I've told you that before, folks. Many of you do. I don't. But I don't want to see him in his underpants. And all this finding Christianity and all that palaver, I'm not having it at all. I'm not having it at all. Anyway, that's it from me. It's longer than it was meant to be. We've got a few subjects covered there. Some serious, some not as serious. And we've gone from 18 murders to Russell's underpants. Hey, it's a big stretch, that, isn't it, hey? I'd rather focus on the murders and catching that murderer than what's in Russell's underpants. Many know what's in Russell's underpants. They've seen it all before. That was his problem a few months ago. Looks like he's got away with it, though.